Okay, so we're going to sit in our chair, and in case, oops, I think, Mom, this is for you in case you don't remember how we sit in the chair. All right, let me just, sorry, a little technology problems here. Okay, so in case you don't remember how to sit in the chair, we sit so that there is at least a fist worth of distance behind us. So we're not all the way against the back of the chair. And sit comfortably with your ankles below your knees. And as you're doing that, just take notice whether the hips are higher than the knees, or the knees are higher than the hips, or you're even. If you're not even, and I'm in a different chair than I usually am, I'm feeling like my knees are a little lower than my hips, we take a blanket for the beginning part of the class, put it down, or a towel, just something to lift our feet up so that your knees and your hips are all aligned. Hi, Cindy. So I'm just setting everybody up in the chair. So we're sitting with a fist worth of distance behind us and our ankles underneath our knees, and we're judging whether the knees and the hips are even. And if they're not, you're either going to put a blanket under the feet or under your hips to raise or lower a part of your body so that you're completely aligned. And so we're sitting here just relaxing for a moment. And I led 2 groups in the last 2 days, and we focused with both of those groups on intention and affirmation. And I thought I would start our practice today with allowing you or having you choose an intention for the practice, which means an intention or an affirmation is something you want to be. So here's an example. I'm not the most patient person in the world, and I'm also not the calmest person in the world. So my affirmation is I am calm, or I am patient. And affirmation is who you want to be. And if you visualize it, you say it to yourself, you can actually become that. So I want you to take a moment, sit aligned on your own. Make sure that we already worked on the lower part of our body, making sure the alignment is there. Make sure your rib cage is over your hips, your shoulders are over your ribs, and your head is on straight, not leaning forward the way we do when we look at a computer or a phone, but you want your head to be smack centered over your shoulders and the shoulders away from the ears, so there's no tension in the shoulders. Hands gently placed on your legs and on your thighs, and just try to think of that characteristic or value that you want to be, and choose one to sort of have for this practice. Think of it in your mind, visualize it, meaning visualize those words going across like a banner across the thoughts, and then focus on your breath. Normally we do a little breathing exercise, and today I just want you to stay with your own breath. Get comfortable, feel your belly rise as you take in air, and then feel it contract, and the navel goes towards the spine. As you exhale, feel your chest rise, feel your chest go in. Try to get that breathing a little deeper than normal. Think about your affirmation. Feel the breath go in the nostrils, and when it goes in the nostrils, the air is just a little bit cooler. And when it leaves the nostrils, we always try to breathe through our nose for a lot of reasons, but it's way healthier. So breathe through your nose. The air comes in, it's cooler. It leaves your body, it's been warmed by your body, and it's a little warmer. And again, think about that affirmation. A couple of regular breaths here, focusing on your breathing, finding that sense of relaxation as you think about your affirmation. And then let your hands come down by your sides. And as we inhale through the nose, let your arms rise, let the palms kiss each other. Look up at the palms, get taller. Take a deep breath in, and as you inhale, get taller and longer, put some length in your spine, and then exhale. With the next exhale, allow your hands to come back down. Let your legs step out a little bit. They're still bent, but you're allowing the ankles to go a little past the knees. Hands are resting on your thighs. With the next inhale through the nostril, allow your hands to slide down as you bend at the hip crease with a very straight back. So you're not going to come all the way down. And as you inhale, allow your spine to get your torso to get really long so it's over the knees. And then as you exhale, relax and actually allow your back to round and let your body just lay on your thighs. Let your head relax. You can shake your head yes, shake your head no. Make sure your head's really relaxed down there. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Feel your belly, feel your chest on your thighs. Allow your hands to just relax wherever they land. We're taking the 7 movements of the spine. So we first lengthened. Now we're doing a forward bend, and then slide your hands up your legs and come back up. Now we're going to do a slight back bend. So we're going to take the hands behind us. There's still room behind the chair, right? So you're holding the edges of the chair. Try to bring those elbows back so that they're kind of meeting each other. The shoulder blades are headed towards each other. If somebody took their hand and karate chopped the center of your back, you'd feel those shoulder blades kind of coming together. Again, this is, yoga is a lot of mobility and functionality, and this is bringing our shoulders back away from that seated position that we often do in front of the computer or sitting at the dinner table. We're taking the shoulders back and then lean back. Again, not curling your back, or there's no back curve. You're taking your back and you're going straight back, actually leading from the upper chest. You won't be able to go far because your elbows are going to hit the back of the chair. But look up, this is a back bend. Deep breath in, deep breath out through the nose. Remember your affirmation. Come back to center. Take your right hand, let your right hand hold the side of the chair. Your left hand comes overhead. And slowly take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you do, let your spine get long, but let it take a side bend to the right. So you're feeling the stretch on the left-hand side and the compression at the waist of the right side. You don't want to be collapsing in forward in the forward way. So if you have to take your left hand and hold your rib cage to open up, that's fine. Deep breath in, and every time you inhale, you get longer and stronger. And then every time you exhale, you relax a little. Yoga is a dance of tension and relaxation, or strength and relaxation. On the next exhale, so inhale. On the exhale, allow yourself to come center. Let the left hand come to the side, let the right hand come up. And again, inhale before you start to bend. And then on the exhale, take that stretch to the left side. And you might want to take your right hand and open up the right rib cage to make sure that your body is open and your chest is open and your heart is open. Come back to center. And we move the spine 5 directions. Now take your left hand, place it on the outside of the right knee. Take your right hand, bring it behind you, hold the back of the chair. Before you do the twist, make sure that your torso is aligned over the hips. So you might have to bend the elbow. On the inhale, get tall and strong. And on the exhale, look over the right hand shoulder. The right shoulder, not the right hand. And exhale. As you inhale, remember, get tall and strong. And as you exhale, relax and see if you can take it a little bit further. Slowly unwind your torso. Take your right hand on the outside of the left leg. The left arm bends and comes behind you and holds the chair. Make sure your torso is upright over the hips, over the rib cage. And then again, inhale, get tall and strong. Exhale, take the twist. Inhale again, get tall and strong, and exhale and see if you can go a little further. And you're going to feel a difference. I say this every time. Every side of your body is different. Every breath Your strength is different. Your flexibility is different. And we are all different than each other. We're different than we were a minute ago ourselves. So it's all good wherever you are. Okay, that's the 7 ways that the spine can move. And we're just continuing to warm up. We'll warm up slowly. So we're going to do some torso circles. So take your body, your torso, over your right knee. Just lean forward at the hip crease, you're bending. We're going to inhale as you come forward. We're doing some torso circles. And as you lean back, you exhale. So we try to combine it with the breath. It's very easy to remember. We inhale as we come forward, and we exhale as we go back. Once you find yourself circling that way 3 times, whatever direction you were in, counterclockwise or clockwise, go in the opposite direction. But again, breathe, exhale as you go back, inhale as you go forward, and the same amount of times, because in yoga, we like to keep all of our sides even. Okay. So I'd like everybody to come out of the chair. I think everyone can come out of the chair just for a moment. We come out of the chair, I think, usually once, but I'm going to take you out twice. Hold the chair if you need to for stability. Plant your feet. If you're in shoes, that's fine. Then spread your toes in the shoes. If you're barefoot or in socks, spread your feet, spread the toes. Raise the toes up, pick the toes up. You're going to feel the quads engage. That's the front of the thighs. And you're going to feel your knees come up. That's really great. See, even if you're in your shoes, if you could take that big toe and plant it down and the pinky toe and plant it down, leave the other 3 toes up. Mind body connection, keep working on it. Plant all the toes down, spread them out like a web. It gives you stability. Now, later we're going to come out, you're going to do the same thing and we're going to lift a leg, but now we're just going to do some hip circles. So like you're dancing, just do some hip circles. One direction and then take it in the other direction. Just want you to move a little bit here to warm up the hips. And then come back to center and take a seat again. Time for the arms to warm up. Let's bring our hands out in front of us. Sometimes it's hard to keep them out. We're going to keep them out for just a couple of minutes. Spread your fingers wide as if they were webs and your hands were holding a wall. Take a deep breath here. Now claw your hands. And if you have arthritis, you know that this might hurt or it might be exercising those joints that are starting to bother you. It's really good exercise if you have arthritis. So you're clawing your hands like claws, like a hawk, like a vulture. Make beaks like a bird. And first move the fingers to the thumbs and then move the thumbs to the fingers. And then make paws, fists, as if you're punching the wall. Now, I always say this, but it's so true. You can hold your arms up very loosely and you're just moving your wrists and your hands and you're getting exercise on the wrists and the hands, and that's fine. Or you could put some strength into the arms as if there's a lightning bolt of electricity going through your arms, and that becomes an isometric arm exercise. And you can give yourself some really strong, good arm muscles by doing that. Hands down onto your legs. You can actually hold the side of the chair. If you have a block or a roll of paper towels or a book or a pillow or anything, put it between your legs by your knees and squeeze that block. Put the right foot up in the air. If you don't have a block, just squeeze your legs together. It's fine. Put the right foot up in the air. Flex the foot, point the foot. Flex the foot, point the foot. Keep squeezing, flex the foot, point the foot. If you have a strap or a belt handy, that's great. You don't need it, but you can put that strap on the ball of the foot, lots of room, and flex and point that way. So there's a little bit of resistance. You don't need to, you can just put your foot out there. Put the right foot down, keep squeezing, squeezing, release. Don't release the block, just release the tension. Give yourself a moment, then squeeze it again and let the left foot come up. So left foot's up, flexing, pointing, flexing, pointing. Oh, I feel it in my thigh, like a cramp. Flexing, pointing, flexing, pointing, flexing, pointing. Okay, great. Remove the block. Let's take the right leg and see if you could hug it to the chest. If you can't make it all the way up, that's fine. Hug it wherever you can, keeping your torso elongated and aligned. And let the foot come down, and let's do the left leg. Everything we're doing in the warm-up is used in the flow, which is really a yoga flow. Okay, plant the feet. We're going to practice cat-cow. So hands are on your thighs. Cat-cow is a spinal movement. It's like a wave, and it looks like a cat's back, and then a cow's back. So we're going to do the cow first. Cow is you take your navel and you bring it towards your knees. Your head comes up. You're looking up at the sky. There's a little bit of a round in the back. And now cat is just the opposite. You're going to take your navel, bring it towards the spine. You're actually going to bring the belly back and your pelvis tilts. And you can almost picture a cat, like the cat with the rounded back, and your chin comes towards your chest. You exhale in cat. You can almost imagine it. You're sucking your belly in towards the spine. And when you're in cow, you're inhaling, you're bringing your belly forward and you're looking up. So just go back and forth with cat, cow, or warming up the spine. Now, if you're feeling any more pain than you would normally, or if you don't feel pain normally and you're feeling pain, or if you feel any level of pain, you just don't want any more pain in yoga. So back off. Whatever I'm telling you to do, if you're feeling any more pain than normal, just don't do it. Just take a break until we're doing something that you can do. Okay, come back to center. One more warm up. We're going to do something called sun salutations. We're going to do a sun salutation A in the chair. So I'm going to remove the blanket. If you have a blanket either under you or under your feet, we need to slide the feet in and out. It's sometimes easier without the blanket. Hands are on your thighs. So in sun salutation A, we start in mountain pose, which would be standing. So press your feet into the floor, spread the toes. So you're putting some energy as best you can while you're in the chair into the floor and your feet, and your hands, your arms have energy as if there's a lightning bolt of energy going up and down from the fingertips, up your arm, across the chest, down to the other side. That's mountain pose. From mountain pose, we inhale. You've done this before. Inhale, bring your hands to the sky. Let your palms kiss. Exhale, allow the hands to come back down and put them on your legs. Move your feet, so slide them out so they're slightly out in front of you. And we did this before. You're going to come into a forward bend, first with a very flat back, and then you're going to allow yourself to relax as you exhale. Allow that head to be really relaxed as your belly is just laying on your legs. Inhale, come halfway up to your knees, and you're in a flat back. So make sure your back, if you were tilted a little bit more, but it's so flat that if you were parallel to the floor, somebody could serve tea on your back. And then exhale and slide back down with a relaxed back into a forward bend. Now comes the interesting part. Slide your feet. Well, first of all, slide back up a little bit. Slide your feet under you, come to the balls of your feet. Allow your hands to come as if there's a wall in front of you into a plank position in a chair. So if somebody took you and tilted you over, if you were a statue, you'd be in a bent knee plank. Take a breath. We're coming into down dog in the chair. So you're sliding your hands up the wall, the fake wall, slide your legs out, and your feet are flat, but they're out. And lean forward from the hip crease with a flat back. Take your shoulders back. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. Your head is straight, your neck is long. It's part of the spine. It's a very long spine. And your tailbone is out behind you, sort of sticking out in the back of the chair. That's down dog. We're staying here for a moment. And then we're going to slide the legs back under, come back, slide the hands down, and come back into a forward bend. Relax the head, slide the hands up on the inhale, flat back, and slide down again on the exhale for another forward bend. Reverse swan dive, inhale, the arms back up, let the palms kiss. Take a deep breath. Remember that lengthening of the spine as we inhale. See if you can get some extra half inch, an extra half inch in the between the vertebrae. Make yourself a half inch taller than you normally are. And then exhale, allow the hands to come down by your side. Great. Let's do that one more time, everybody. So inhale, let's do it a little faster. Inhale, let the palms kiss. Get tall and long. Look up at the hands. Exhale, allow the hands to come down to the legs. Slide down into a forward bend. Inhale, come halfway up, flat back. Let the shoulders come down, flat back. Exhale, come down the legs, forward bend. Here's where it gets interesting. Take your hands, come up. We're coming into plank. So you're on the balls of your feet and your hands are straight out in front of you, just like we started with the webs when we did the earlier warm up. You're in a plank position. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Engage the core. Feel your belly button. Now slide the legs out in front of you, flat-footed onto the floor. Let the hands come up. Lean forward at the hip crease. Your tailbone is out behind you. You're in a V shape. You're in down dog. Deep breath. Let your head relax. Take your hands, put them on your legs, and slide down your legs for another forward bend. Hands up. Exhale, flat back. Inhale again. Forward bend. Take a deep breath in and out. On the next exhale, reverse swan dive. Your hands, let them touch the sky. Get tall and long. Inhale and exhale. Let the hands come down to your sides. Okay, we're going to flow. You should be kind of warmed up now. We've moved every part of your body. We twisted, we bent, we side stretched, we moved the spine in every direction. So turn yourself to the right side of the chair. Now, here's where we're setting up. You still have a fist worth at least of space between you and the back of the chair. And you want to adjust yourself so that your right hip is solidly on the center of the chair and the left hip can almost drop off. You can drop the leg down. Now, if you have a block or a book or something and your leg is like mine, which is bent, that's fine. You can stick the block on the floor and allow your knee to rest there and the back toes are on the balls of the foot. If you have the flexibility, so try it. If not, you can always come back there. Let the leg come out. It's not going to go behind you because none of us can do splits, but it's coming out sort of in a 45-degree angle and the toes are in a 45-degree angle. They're not straight ahead. They're not facing the front of the room. They're at a 45-degree angle. The front leg, your knee is over the ankle and it's a 90-degree angle and your torso is smack over your hips. You're going, so the hard part and the part you have to focus on, well, there's a lot to focus on. And you know what? Yoga, the same poses are for beginners to advanced because there's always something to get deeper with or get stronger with or take to just a different level. So here's where the work is. That front knee is going to try to collapse inward. I can guarantee that some of you, maybe that knee is collapsing inward already. Your work is to keep that knee over the ankle. The back leg, I'm not so concerned about. It could be bent, it could be straight, doesn't matter. It's that front leg. Now you're going to take your torso and you're going to turn it so that your body is facing where the knee is facing. It's a little bit of a twist, but that is warrior one. Your right hand, which is near the back of the chair, is going to hold the back of the chair. Your torso is up over your hips, facing the front of the room, and your left hand is coming to heart center for half prayer hands. And this is warrior one in the chair. Take a breath here. You are a warrior. You're in this position. Don't let that knee collapse. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now I want you to take that left hand and let it circle back behind you, which is going to bring your torso and your chest facing the front of the room. And take the right hand and bring it out over that knee. Remember that knee, it's going to try to collapse. Mine tries to collapse too. So the back hand is in the past, the front hand is in the future, towards the front of the room. Your body is straight ahead. Your gaze, your eyes are looking over the front fingers. You're always facing the future. You're in the present, and you're leaving the past behind you. This is warrior two. This is the famous warrior position. This is our base position in a flow. Warrior two, it's a beautiful pose. Hold it. Those arms are going to get tired holding, but put some strength in them. This is arm work. This is leg work. Your body is working right now. Take the left hand, slide it down the back leg as the right hand comes over. We did this before in the warm up. You side stretched. We're side stretching into peaceful warrior. Keep that knee over the ankle. Peaceful warrior, your gaze is up towards the ceiling. And then allow that right arm, the forearm, to rest bent on the front thigh. Your left arm comes overhead over your ear. Now, if you see me, my fingers to my toes, I'm pressing into the pinky toe side of the foot back here. Also, your toes should now be facing for the front of the room. So the toes are now at a 90-degree angle, and you're pressing down into the foot and reaching with the hand, and the energy level is if there's a lightning bolt coming from the fingertips down to the pinky toe side of the foot. This is side angle pose. Now take that left hand and let it slide down the leg again and come back into peaceful warrior. We're supposed to be doing this with the breath. So let's say that's an inhale. Take an exhale here too. Take another inhale. And on the exhale, let's bring it back to side angle pose. Take an inhale. And this time, let the left arm come back behind you. The right arm comes back into the future. Your body's in the center. Your gaze is over those front fingers. Back to warrior two, which is our main pose here, because we keep coming back to it. I want you to take that front leg, slide it out just a little bit. And I want you to tip down with your hand in front. You can actually take a block if you have it and hold it onto the floor, or just allow your hand. You can actually allow your hand to rest here if you'd like, whatever's comfortable for you. Come into triangle pose. Triangle are two straight arms that go from one fingertip. The energy line is from one fingertip to the other, and you're leaning back a little bit. So in triangle, if you were standing, and let me just show you, you stay in the chair, but triangle, two straight legs, my hands are out, I lean forward and I lean down. And the goal is to be like as if there's two panes of glass and you're in the center of it. And the same thing holds true in the chair. You want to keep the line of your body as if there were two panes of glass that you were between. So that's triangle. Come back to warrior two. And then hands on the hips. You can let the hands come down. I'm sure that's a relief. And bring your legs to center, face the front of the room. Your legs are spread apart. If you have your toes are pointed out, your heels are in. If you have a block, great. If not, I will give you the instructions. So if you don't have a block, you can just hold your right hand onto your right leg and the left arm comes over. You can actually like bend it like side angle pose at the forearm and the left arm comes over. If you have a block, place it in the center, the right hand and comes down onto the block, the shoulder. So you're leaning forward, your shoulder is above the wrist and your right hand comes up. Now, the tendency is going to be for those knees to collapse. They want to collapse. Keep those knees open and then switch sides. So if you don't have a block, you can allow your forearm to rest on the left thigh as the right hand comes up and your gaze is up at your right fingers for twist, or left hand on the block, left wrist under left shoulder. So you're actually moving the torso like all the way over and the right hand comes up. Come up, back up off the block. Bring your legs together. Here's a new one for you. We're going to do a little twist. Bring your hands to prayer in the chair. So you're just sitting, bring your hands to prayer. Take your left elbow and hook it over the right, on the outside of the right leg, above the knee. It's going to be above the knee. Now, before, like you might be all bent, see if you can stretch that torso out, get long and strong, and then at the exhale, you twist a little bit more so your gaze is up at the ceiling, and this is prayer twist in the chair. And come out, come back to prayer. We're going to do eagle on the right side. So put your right hand in front of you. Your left hand comes over the right and see if you can twist. Now you might just be able to hook the elbows and let the palms meet each other from the outside, or see if you can twist those hands a little bit more so that the palms are actually kissing each other and touching, and then lift the elbows up. Now, if you want to try to join me into more of the position, this is certainly eagle arms. To do the full eagle position, take your right leg, cross it over the left. And again, if you're just right here, that's great. But if you can, take that right leg and cross it even further behind the left ankle, and then lean forward at the hip crease. So your tailbone is out behind you and your back is long and straight. Lift the elbows up so they're shoulder height. You're soaring like an eagle. Come back up straight so your torso is straight. Uncurl the legs first, then undo the arms and just allow yourself to realign. Okay, let's do the other side, guys. So to come to the left side of the chair, remember to keep some space between you and the back of the chair, and you want to be able to release that right hip at this point. And if you want to put a block under the bent knee, that's fine, up with the toes on the ball of your foot, or you can take that leg straight out, toes at a 45-degree angle, torso over the hips, but torso now. Remember, the left knee is over the left ankle. Your back arm comes and holds the chair, and your torso is facing over the bent leg, the front leg. Take your right hand, bring it to heart center for warrior one with half prayer hands. Deep breath in, deep breath out. You're sort of twisting here and you're getting your torso just to integrate what you're doing with it. We don't want to do any really fast things to our body and twisting. We want our body to just acclimate and get used to the twist. But then take the right hand, twirl it back behind you. Take that foot, point the toes so they're pointed to the front of the room. The left hand comes out in front. Your torso is between the two legs. And again, right hand in the past, left hand in the future. You're in the present, but you're staring out at the fingertips of the front arm, which is in the future. And you want to make sure that that front leg doesn't try to collapse inward. Warrior two on the left. Deep breath in, deep breath out. The arms are being held up. Take the right hand, let it slide down the leg as the left arm comes over for peaceful warrior. So it's a side bend. Then place the forearm on the leg. Take the right arm, bring it up overhead, and your entire line of energy is from the tip of the right fingers down to the pinky toe side of the right leg. Deep breath. Come back to peaceful warrior. So slide the hand down the leg, do the side bend to the right, and then come back to side angle pose. Deep breath. Notice the breath. Remember your affirmation. You are whatever it is. Come back to warrior two. Bring your torso center. Remember the gaze is over the front fingers. Now straighten that front leg just a little bit and tip down into triangle pose. And remember, this is the pose where if there were two pieces of glass, you'd be in the center. So it's kind of almost like you want to lean back just a little bit. Come back up to warrior two. So bend the front leg again. Hands on your hips. Turn yourself so you're facing the front and you're still in a wide-legged split. Heels are in, toes are out. You can keep those knees separated. Bring your arms into goddess arms. So this is goddess pose. And we would be standing, we'd still be squatting just like this into goddess pose. The beautiful thing about goddess pose is your shoulders are back. And again, it's those shoulder blades reaching for each other, which is stopping your round shoulderedness, leaning forward, all of this, carrying packages. it does the opposite and it brings your shoulders back. And I've seen people's posture changed from doing yoga, and this is one of the major positions that helps to do that. Take a twist to the right. So your arms are still up and just take a twist to the right with your legs the way they are. Keep those knees separate. Come back to center. Take a twist to the left. Come back to center. Hands to your waist. Bring your legs together. And now we have eagle on the other side. So let's put our left arm out in front of us and our right arm on top of the left and twist those arms. And as far as you can go, great. If your hands can touch, fabulous. Lift the elbows up so they're shoulder height. If you'd like to have the legs join the arms in eagle, put the left over the right. And if this is where you are and this is where you want to be, that's fine. You can lean forward from here. If you can take that left leg and twirl it back behind the right ankle, even better. Lean forward at the hip crease, lift those elbows up, and you're soaring like an eagle. I had a leader of a group I was in who used to say, be an eagle. Eagles don't flock. Be different than the crowd. I always liked eagles. Okay, come back to center, uncross the legs, uncross the arms, and give yourself a moment to just reintegrate, because we just pushed our arms together, pushed our shoulders together, pushed our shoulders back. We're going to do a little stretch for the hips before we do a tiny bit of balance work. So come so that make sure you're seated solidly in the chair. Let's hug the right leg to the chest. Take it out to the side if you can. Bring it back to center. Then take your left hand, hold your right foot with your left hand, and your right hand is on your knee as you take that foot and just place the ankle over the thigh. Now your knee could be anywhere. Mine is not, if you notice, mine's pretty far up for someone who does yoga a lot. I don't have great hip flexibility. This is a great hip stretch. You're going to take your forearm and place it just about where the knee is. You're still going to hold the foot with your right hand so the foot remains flexed. And you're going to lean forward just a little bit. No pain, remember, but a stretch for sure. So you can take it to the edge where it's a challenge, but no pain. You're leaning at the hip flexor. And you're pushing down with your forearm to whatever is a challenge for you that's not painful to give that hip. Now relax. So we inhale. And then exhale and try to relax that hip a little bit so you can get a little bit more flexibility in there. Deep breath. Okay, come back to center and release that leg. Bring the left leg to the chest. Take it out to the side. Bring it back to the chest. And then take the left foot into your right hand and the knee into your left. Take your forearm and let it lay across the knee. And again, you're going to notice a difference in both legs. One, you might have more flexibility on one side than the other. I'm sure we all do. And like I said, you could be different tomorrow. You could be different in an hour. You could be different in the next breath. Lean forward at the hip crease. So you don't want to lean at the waist. We're not trying to have a rounded back. We're trying to have a flat back here. As we just have to lean forward a little bit as you press down with the forearm to whatever level is comfortable, flexing the foot to give that hip some stretch, a little bit of stretch. Deep breaths through the nostril. Think about your affirmation. Come back to center. Feet on the floor. Deep breath. And we're going to come out of the chair and stand to the right side of the chair. I think I just stood to the left, confused because I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Okay, whatever. I might be on the left. You just go to the right. It doesn't matter as long as we do both sides. You're holding the chair with one hand. Your feet are pressed into the floor. Spread the toes. Feel the ground, even if you're in your shoes, meeting all 4 points of your feet. So pinky toe side of the ball of the foot, big toe side, and on the heel, the heel's firmly in there, both sides of the foot. Then I want you to shift the weight to whatever side is holding the chair. towards that side without jutting your hip out. So normally as we shift, we jut. Try to keep your body straight and just lean a little bit so that the weight is on one foot and not the other, and then take the other foot to the ball of the foot without jutting the hip. Keep the hip straight. You're on the ball of the other foot. So you're in a balance pose as it is. If this is where you're comfortable, fine. But if you can, take that foot, turn the knee to its own side, and let that heel rest on the ankle. Great. Now, if you can, move that leg so that it comes without jutting the hip out. I almost felt myself do that. So that the left foot climbs up the calf of the inside of the leg. You're in tree pose. You're balancing. Balance is so important as we get older. And if you practice balance, I read an article, you practice balance for 3 minutes a day, you improve your balance, and it might stop you from falling even one time. You can take that leg to the inner part of the thigh if that is available to you. And you can take your hands into prayer for tree pose. Now, if you don't want to let go of the chair, that's fine. If that's too high for you, you just want to keep your ball of the foot on the floor, that's fine. You're still balanced as long as the weight is on one leg. If you want to let your branches fly, this is a tree, could be flying in the wind. Bring your arms back to goddess pose if you like, to get those shoulders back, or even clasp them behind your back. But it's all about the balance. The arms could be any which way, and they could be holding on too. And then slowly bring that leg center and bring it down to meet the other. And you might want to just heel toe just a little bit, because we're realigning our body and letting everything integrate. And your legs are going to feel a little different than each other right now. But we're going to the other side. So come to the other side of the chair. You're holding on with the other hand. Again, spread the toes. Make sure you're firmly on the ground with both feet evenly to start. And then you're going to take the foot that wasn't up in the air before, let it come to the ball of the foot without jutting out the hip of the straight leg. You're going to transfer all the weight to that leg. You're going to take your knee and turn it to the side so that your heel's resting on the ankle of the standing leg without jutting. So easy to jut. And then if you can, you're going to lift it to the calf. You're holding on, so try it. If you can bring it to the in part of the thigh, I can't do this leg. Every side is different. We're going to leave it wherever it feels right for you. And if you can let go of the chair, remembering that the chair's there if you need to grab it. I don't want to hear anybody falling. Hands to heart center for tree pose. You can let your branches fly. And if you want to hold on, let one branch fly. You can bring your arms to goddess arms. I feel the wind really shifting me around. So you can clasp your hands behind you, let the shoulders come down the back. And if your foot comes down, like mine just did, just let it land and then bring it back up. And then slowly release and let the legs come down. Come back to the chair. Seat yourself still in the center. You still have a fist distance behind you. Make sure your pillow's handy. Go put your pillow on your lap. We're ready for Savasana. So the pillow acts like a weighted blanket. It's supposed to make you feel secure and warm and cozy as we put our hands either open palmed out to the sky, just showing this mudra or hand movement uh, is one that shows that you're open-hearted, you're open to energy, you're open to peace, you're open to love. Or you can keep your energy within and cup your hands together. You can clasp your hands, whatever feels good to you. And we're going to lean back to the back of the chair. And you're going to allow your chin to rest on your chest. And if it feels okay to you to close your eyes, I invite you to close your eyes. If closing your eyes doesn't work for you, that's okay. You might want to find a soft gaze, find a focal point in front of you, and allow your gaze to really just be soft so that you're going inward instead of really looking. Or close your eyes. We'll take a couple of minutes here. Just relax. Think about your affirmation. Feel the breath as it leaves your nose and goes back in. And scan the body for any tension. So we want to start at the feet. And like I said earlier, yoga is a dance of strength and relaxation, of opposites. So you want to scan to try to find tension and then release it. So work your way up your legs. You might feel tension in your knees. Allow them to just relax. Before we were keeping them over the ankle, let them just splay out wherever they want to be right now. You might feel tension where you're sitting on your sit bones or your hips. If you can, release the tension there. Feel where your back meets the back of the chair and allow something to relax there. Allow your belly to relax, your shoulders, your jaw, behind the eyes, the crown of your head. And focus on your breath. If this is a place you'd like to stay today for a little while longer, feel free. If not, and you're ready to come out of it, blink your eyes a few times, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. You can remove the pillow whenever you're ready. Deep breath. And then allow your body to move away from the back of the chair and become upright. Take your hands to heart center. And in yoga, we say namaste, which means that the light in me sees the light in you.